Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, or I go by AlwaysMoreSims here on YouTube, and today we are looking back at the screenshots from the Sims 3 in Bloom Challenge, the second generation based on the Buttercup flower. So we followed Zinnian. Quick refresher, Zinnian is Daisy, our challenge founder. Zinnian is her only child. He is clearly a plant sim. Daisy desperately wanted to have a family, but she wanted to do it through the means of science because she really enjoyed science and very scientific person. And thus Zinnian was planted and harvested, and here he be. So yeah, Zinnian, again, he's a plant sim, and growing up, Zinnian, like the older he got, the more and more bothered he was by the fact that he did not look like other people, that he's bright green and he has green hair and he has leaves and vines on his body, and he became very self-conscious of that, and by the time he hit young adulthood, he had like fully withdrawn into himself and like very secluded, did not have friends, did not like never wanted to date anybody. All he really cared about were his cats. He had 3 cats for a while. So we had Orchid, which Daisy gifted to him when he was, I believe, a child. And then we had Indigo, who is actually the cat right here having kittens. We have Indigo, who we got when I believe he was like a teenager. And then shortly after aging up into young adulthood, he adopted Tansy, who is actually is that Tansy? That is Tansy, yep. So that's Tansy. This is actually the cat that had kittens with Indigo. So Indigo and Tansy had a litter of kittens, and then he kept one of those kittens named Hollis. Or did we keep from that litter? Or did we rehome that whole litter? I don't know. Indigo and Tansy had 2 litters, and we kept one of the kittens. But then Zinnian was like, I still want to have a family. Like, again, he and his mom were really close when he was a kid. Like, they were each other's world. Like, his mom was his best friend. I do use past tense because, like, once he aged up, anytime we tried to invite Daisy over, she would say, sure, I can come, and then would immediately call back and say, actually, something came up. And so, like, we never saw her after Zinnian moved out, which was really unfortunate, but he really wanted that kind of relationship that he had with his mom, with another sim, and he'd always felt like so alone, and he's like, maybe I can give a home to a child who also feels alone, and so that's when he adopted. We adopted little Miss Lavender here, and she is our heir for the 3rd generation, which is the Lavender generation, and yeah, he adores her. She's his world, like that, and his cats, and he's a happy camper. He's also in the veterinarian career, which is actually a modded career that I got from Mod the Sims. I'll try to remember to link it down below. I will say it was probably on the easier side. It wasn't the most difficult career, but it was really fun, and I thought it was really fitting for him. So yeah, here we have Indigo having her 2nd litter of kittens. Yeah, this is the litter we kept a kitten from. So we rehomed the first 3, and then we kept one and named him Hollis. And yeah, we have all the cats. The cats like all loved each other. And then I had like 3 elder cats at once, and I was like, oh no, this is not good. We had Orchid, Tansy, and Indigo were all elders, and I was like, they're all gonna die within a week of each other. They actually did not. They all lived quite a while into their like elder adult stage, but anyways. I also had downloaded some new toddler and baby interactions. So that's why you saw that like he had washed her as a baby in the sink, and he'd washed her as a toddler in the bathtub, and he was able to feed her on his lap, and yeah, those were so cute. They're so cute. Here she goes, aging up into a child. Now, Lavender was dressed very simply because I was like, okay, realistically, her dad would not know how to dress a little girl he would be like, here, have some t-shirt and some jeans and some sneakers and you're good. I thought I had a picture of her after I gave her a makeover, but apparently I did not, because we're looking at pictures of Orchid dying. Again, like, every time a pet is taken in this game, I just can't get over how, like, kind and compassionate Grimm is with them. I'm like, that's so cute. He's so good. But yeah, so you can kind of see Lavender behind Hollis there. This was me trying to get pictures of the fact that our lizard was head bobbing. And I know it's technically a sign of aggression in lizards when they head bob at each other, but I'm sorry, it's so cute. Anyways, so there went Zinnian. Zinnian is now an adult. There's the back of Lavender. I don't know if we ever actually got a good head-on picture of her. Surely we do at some point. But like, they went to the fall festival. There we go. There's kind of a picture of her. And then I want to say, like, the same night we got back from the fall festival, Tansy died. Tansy passed away. Oh my gosh, we have Yarrow too. I completely forgot. We have Yarrow. And I'm getting a phone call. Give me just a second. Sorry about that. So yeah, I completely forgot about Yarrow. So we also have Yarrow. We had Orchid, Indigo, Tansy, then we had Yarrow. Yarrow is literally the same cat as Tansy, like the same color, just on a different body shape cat. And then we had Hollis that we kept from Tansy and Indigo's second litter. But basically, I also forgot to talk to you guys about Daniel. So Daniel and Lavender were childhood best friends, and that was one of Lavender's challenge rules, was that she had to have one best friend, and that was Daniel. I'm also sorry if you can hear my dog chewing on a bone behind me. There's Daniel there, actually. He'd already aged up. He's in the red and white, or the red striped sweater. That's Daniel. So Lavender and Daniel, super close. Like, here they are at Daniel's house having a pillow fight. And then a few days into both of them being teenagers, story progression gave Daniel a girlfriend. And Lavender does not like the girlfriend. Her name is Iris. Lavender is not a fan. Lavender has tried to talk to Daniel about that, and Daniel is not willing to listen. And it's kind of caused them to start drifting apart. Here we also lost poor Indigo. Indigo has passed away. It's never easier. But yeah, so Lavender tried to talk to Daniel about it, and Daniel just was like, I'm not really listening to what you have to say right now. So Lavender kind of takes things into her own hands. She gets a little rebellious, and she ends up going to egg Iris's house. And we get away with it too. However, for her birthday, Zinnian had gifted her a bright purple convertible, which made her kind of noticeable. So then she'd gone to Daniel's house, and Daniel was like, hey, Iris just called and said they saw someone in a purple car driving away after egging her house. Do you know anything about that? Lavender's like, no, of course I don't. But they continue to drift. I do want to actually go back real quick and cover that picture of a kitten. So Daniel's cat actually had kittens. We wanted a kitten really bad for Lavender's teenage birthday. And I was checking the adoption thing daily, and it wasn't showing up, and you can't make kittens and create a sim. So we adopted one of the kittens from Daniel. Then Lavender also she's in into inventing, and you need scrap for that. So she'd gone to the scrap yard, and who shows up? Iris. And so then Iris and Lavender get in a fight because Lavender thinks Iris is trying to copy her, and again, they don't like each other. Lavender goes to prom alone because she was going to go as friends with Daniel. Well, Daniel ended up taking Iris, so she went by herself. She continues kind of this pranking streak. She pranked her dad in the shower. Then she ages up, and then we ended up getting another kitten right before the generation ended, because once I got a kitten, they all showed up on the adoption agency thing. But I'm actually out of time, so sorry this is kind of a rushed ending. Thank you for watching. Bye!